Who are we?
Nobodies!
Speak for yourself.
Okay. We're Canadian filmmakers with the dream of surviving financially on the backs of our films.
Welcome to our show where we bring people along on our film journey.
Maybe we can learn a thing or two.
Maybe we can teach people a thing or two while drinking beers.
I mean, if you can't drink beers while filmmaking, what's the point?
We are Fable Forest Films, failing our way to success.
Welcome to Jurassic Park. I mean, our show. First frames first.
Welcome to episode 93. That's 39. My name is Adrian, and I am one of your hosts for today. Hello.
So, prior to the show.
Prior means after?
Prior means before.
Okay, prior to the show.
Prior to the show, we
So right after the show.
sat outside and we smoked a particularly large cigar.
Oh man, like literally the most massive cigar I've ever smoked in my entire life.
And drank Green Spot. If you recall from a bunch of episodes ago, we were saving it for a special occasion. We have...
It's a special occasion.
No, hold on.
Oh yeah, he doesn't matter.
We have submitted the final versions of The Art of Eight Limbs to Bell. So there you have it. We've completed a project. Welcome to First Frames First. I'm your other host, Jason Green. We do have a special episode today.
We do have a very special episode. We have a young man here.
The youngest guest we've ever had on the show.
The youngest.
This is my son Connor. Say hello to everyone.
Hello.
Amazing.
I know, he's a real natural.
Yes.
Look at him shine
great
like a
at
star.
It's okay. You know what? Here's the thing. We're not great at it either. So, 39 episodes in, we're still idiots.
Yeah.
So,
totally.
welcome. Thanks, Connor, for joining our show today. We have a specific reason why we brought him on.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Do you feel comfortable right now?
Absolutely not.
Good. I like that.
How about now?
Easy.
He won't let me touch his leg. I mean,
Connor.
Connor, let me touch your leg. I'm the host of the show.
There's certain privileges that come with being the host of a show, a successful YouTube show.
I mean, it's huge. We're huge in Japan.
Amazing.
I know. So, today we are going to be talking to Connor about his desire to go to film school.
Yes.
He wants to take film to another level.
I'd like to hear from him.
Yeah.
A little bit about kind of what he's thinking, what got you into this sort of zone. I mean, I assume.
Did your dad force you to do this? Did he say, "Do this, or I will not love you"?
Let's jump right into it.
Absolutely not. There might be a little underlying, maybe.
Maybe just a little
Don't
bit.
know. Maybe
I like
a little
that.
bit.
I'm cool with that. You know.
Answer.
Connor. How old are you? First of all, tell our guests.
I am 15 years old.
So just finished grade 9.
Yes.
And you've been I want to say that before you get into speaking, I've always kind of known that you were going to just do something kind of creative. You know, every parent has their kids draw pictures and all that kind of stuff, but like from I want to say 6 years old, 7 or so, you were actually creating full blown out stories, and some of them are hilarious. You used to do Sonic the Hedgehog stories. I don't know if you remember Sonic and the Bloodening. Yeah. I feel like
that was a proud moment for Dad.
Oh, so amazing. Blood falling from the ceiling, ghosts. It was good stuff. I don't know if I can still.
Only 6 years old.
I don't know if I can still
And blood
hunt it
falling
down.
from the ceiling at 6?
I don't know what was going on.
So listen.
I probably shouldn't have let him watch Game of Thrones at 6 years old.
At 6 years old?
No.
No.
I think, when did you first watch Game of Thrones? Last year?
After it was like the summer of grade 8, I think.
So
Like just before season 7 came out.
One could argue either way about my parenting skills. Certainly. I started.
Well, let's talk about that.
Sure. I started
Is
reading.
your dad a dick?
No.
So
Sometimes.
convincing.
Sometimes.
So convincing.
Sometimes it's okay.
Good
You
answer,
can.
good answer. I know you can't say anything about the person who holds your allowance.
He's right there.
Yeah, like right next to me. I mean, come on.
I have to go and
Can
get
you give us a minute?
Yeah, sure. You know what? I started reading The Gunslinger when I was 12 years old. Somebody bought it for me. And I think that I gave Connor The Gunslinger maybe when you were 11 or 12.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Because I read, I think Gunslinger came after Cujo, and I read Cujo in
What?
grade 5.
Yeah.
You read Cujo in grade 5?
Yeah.
So slamming the Stephen King early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was an early starter with novels that were probably certainly more adult than his classmates.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I mean, like, Cujo has a scene where the guy jizzes on his divorced wife's bed after trashing the place.
That is
so,
great parenting.
grade
Great.
5.
Here's the thing.
No.
He doesn't know what that means.
No, not yet anyway.
But someday.
I
He's
know,
holding it in
someday.
the back of his
Yeah,
mind.
he'll be like, then I
And then he'll be
really
like,
will know what jizz is.
"Ah."
I mean, like, I kind of got the idea.
That's just...
How uncomfortable can we make this show? It's gonna be amazing.
We're going to go all the way.
Yep.
So yeah, I think from early on I did start to mold a mini me. I think Connor has a lot of my
And I've been
Your
playing,
aspirations
I
and
think
dreams?
You and I have been playing Fallout 3 together since I was like 7, right?
right. So basically,
Now,
what
happens?
Basically, I didn't have any
excuse-
friends.
Excuse my ignorance,
Sure.
but what happens in Fallout? What is Fallout 3? And like I know it's
Lots of-
first-person shooter.
It is, well, I don't know about
Yeah,
first person.
it
It's a
wasn't-
first person shooter.
It's like, yeah, it's like a post-apocalyptic first-person shooter with role playing stuff like that. It's kind of cool.
Okay.
Very cool, but lots of blood, lots of
Lots of swearing,
lots of
not stuff. Not
prostitutes and all like.
there were slavers. You had the option to like enslave people. It was kind of cool.
Intriguing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So definitely adult
Yeah.
themed. So
yeah.
basically, I needed
At 7
like
years
a
old.
buddy. So I had him.
So you had a kid.
I always, now I've always got. I'm like, let's watch, the worst. Let's watch Terminator and let's watch whatever.
No, Grandpa let
Grandpa.
me watch Terminator. He was like, "Wow, these seem cool," and it's like 3 R-rated movies with like boobies in all of them in a row for like some pretty young kids.
That's pretty
Lexington
cool.
was with us too.
Yeah, and Lex was 2 years younger, so we started him.
been.
We started him early. He's been
Yeah.
2 years younger
For
than
like
you
a long
while,
time now.
right?
The
Yeah.
whole time.
Like almost his whole life.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's funny.
So
Decades.
yeah. Anyway, so Connor has a lot of good sense of humor. From early on, started making hilarious comics and stories and things like that. And then, he for a while he even was like, I want to put all of my content online. I want to have an online persona. Right, and so he invented. What was your persona name? Because at the time we were like, well, we don't want to.
We don't want it to be
we
Connor
don't want it to be
Green.
Connor Green, the
Yeah.
11-year-old, whatever. If you're gonna
Yeah.
put your stuff online on a WordPress site, we should probably name it something else.
Yeah.
And do you remember what you called yourself for a bunch of years of your life? What was your pseudonym? Your
of
Richard
like-
Bachman.
kind of like based on Alfred Hitchcock is like Dick Dickerson. So yeah,
All of Connor's stuff said Dick Dickerson presents.
yeah,
And
still does
Still does? Yeah.
on a lot of my things.
That reminds me.
That is cool.
Go to dickdickersonpresents.com and you can see some of his art and some of his early stuff. It's pretty
Cool.
amazing. You haven't posted on there in ages.
Not since like January of like 2 years ago.
Yeah, so a lot of it is his
I
old art and old stories
That's
and things
awesome.
like that. But I'll never forget. When did you write that story about the assassins? Was that a couple of years ago?
That was for grade 8.
Was it grade 8?
Yep.
Do you remember the opening line?
Your dad.
Oh,
does.
did I not tell you that ever? It might be like a little disappointing, but that was like a writing prompt.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that
That was like a writing prompt. The whole story was based on that, and that's what you've been.
Your dad is so sad right now.
You're dead to me.
The line was.
So wait, let me just say.
The first line was not the best thing.
Apparently.
Yes, I have been. I have always thought that you wrote the first line, and I was like, this line is so genius for my, 10-year-old or whatever. And then he wrote this great assassin story. But do you remember the first line?
The first line was, if you give me a name, I can kill them.
Or something like
Or
that.
something like that. And then
If I know your name, I can find you and I can kill you, or something
Yeah.
like that. I was
And
like,
then-
oh, this is so good.
And then the person giving the name is like, but my dear, what if you don't want the name, or something like that, or
Yeah. Anyways,
yeah, it was like,
great stuff. And now I'm so disappointed. That's fine.
I'm so sad.
I'm holding your allowance back
Crying to your scotch.
now. Yeah, I will. I will do that. So welcome to the show. And like I said, for years he's been writing and creating and drawing, and I remember he used to spend so much time creating. Like he would, some kids would just draw something quick, but he would the BioShock picture.
yeah. I spent like
brings
2
up-
months, like
He
off and
spent
on.
2 months making a piece of art on an 8x10
Wow.
sheet of paper.
I mean,
That
and
is
like,
commitment.
I mean, like, off and on, like, maybe half an hour every other day.
Yeah.
right,
For
but,
2
but
months
again,
spread
coming back
out.
to it, continuing to work on it, and you really got into BioShock for a while.
Yeah.
I
think
so
we
that was
have-
pretty awesome.
BioShock. Yeah, we have all 3 of them, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think I've beaten all 3.
What's great is, you make a little child, and then they start to grow up, and you get to introduce them to all the cool things, all the video games that you love. We used to sit around playing. We got an Xbox back here that has all the old mods for the Nintendo games and the Super Nintendo and all that kind of stuff. So you get to play all these old school things that you grew up with, and they get to see it for the first time. So
I mean, like, I'm playing Warcraft 2 upstairs right now.
right.
So
Wow.
So all the old movies that
That's
you used
awesome.
to love, and finally you're like, oh man, we should definitely watch Demolition Man or
Yeah,
whatever,
The classics.
Bloodsport and whatever, all the stupid
Yeah.
stuff that you love, right? And it's so funny too, because then your kid will start to find things on their own.
Mm-hmm.
So one day he came to me, he was like, have you ever heard of Ramstein? I was like, yes. This is amazing. This is great. He's like, it's so great. I'm like, sweet. So, anyways,
You have to
like-
say Rammstein.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Connor, perform for us some Rammstein.
Okay, dance. Rammstein,
No.
man.
Okay. Now
thank you.
he has gotten shy over the years.
Yes. And this is the age.
Yes,
This
for
is the
sure.
shy age.
For sure. He was in Bickerman's Grove, if anybody's seen it. He was the boy who kills his mother by accident. Genius.
Yep. I loved it.
He's got a great line. Sorry, Mom. So, yeah. So, anyways, always wanted to foster, creativity. Wanted him to, I used to want to give him writing assignments. Like, I would give you, I still I'll give you $10 if you finish reading a novel or whatever. So, you know, in addition to like chores and stuff, read a book, get some money. Write short stories, get some money. You know,
Very
over
cool.
time, you've kind of slowed down.
Mm-hmm.
I think it could have something to do with girls. It's hard to say for sure.
Yeah.
But you know,
Do you have a girlfriend?
Yes.
do you know that our show is his girlfriend's favorite podcast of all time?
Get out of here.
I'm telling you, she's seen
Well,
it.
she's a keeper.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You
saying.
don't let that one
right?
go.
Don't be embarrassed.
Don't be embarrassed. Have you kissed her on the lips yet?
He witnessed it
I did.
in the car.
You did? In front of your
So
dad?
I gave him shit one day. I was like, look,
Just...
I'm not your fucking taxi driver where I'm driving and you're in the back smooching. I'm like, that is unacceptable.
That was
to me.
one time.
Yes.
No, I mean like it only like one kiss in the back.
Fair enough.
One
but I
time.
put a stop to that. I was
Yes.
like, look, I'm not driving you around so you can smooch in the back of my car while I'm driving you places. That's ridiculous.
I mean, there was one time before that. It was like we were walking on. Anna and I were walking home, and we had walking her home.
Okay.
And you and Mom and Lexington were in the back of the car.
Okay.
And we needed to go someplace. You couldn't wait for me to get back home, so
yes.
you came zooming by, and you put your foot on the brake. And as I'm like giving Anna like one like little goodbye, you're like, yes. And
is that how I sound? Okay.
well, I don't know.
spot on.
I don't know. I
Pretty
can't
good.
hear my own voice.
Yeah, fair enough.
So like, I mean like, Mom like hit you. It was kind of funny. Like Anna and I both saw you like pump your fist. It was awesome.
That's my
Amazing.
boy getting his groove on with his face.
He was giving her the last goodbye.
Yeah, the big
Amazing.
tonsil hockey.
Oh. So, what are some of your? Do you have some early memories of? Now you've mentioned to me that you would like to go to film school. I'd like to talk about that a little
Yes.
bit. But I've kind of talked about you doing some of your art projects and writing and stuff like that. What kind of got you in? Where do your kind of ideas come from? Where do you? Why do you do it? Anything to kind of bring up where you can remember some early memories of just kind of wanting to be creative in general?
I don't have any memories.
Mm-hmm.
I mean like
At
I
all.
don't. None.
Of anything.
None. The furthest I can remember is like this morning. That's it.
Is it because you're on the drugs?
All of them.
Fair enough.
I
All
had-
of the
I had an
drugs.
Advil and 2 Aleve
Oh.
2 days ago.
The hard stuff.
Yeah.
Amazing.
What was that for?
A headache.
Okay.
Mm,
And like,
likely story.
but I've.
Is it supposed to be pointing down the microphone?
Mm-mm. What a jerk.
Just wondering. A little technical. Hopefully you can hear him. Yeah, so, there we go. Perfect.
Speak away, young man. Tell us. Tell us more.
So I think when I first, please refresh me on the question.
Sure.
One
Yeah,
of the
do you
3
have a
questions that you
memory?
had. No.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Moving
One
on.
of the
Good,
3 questions
good.
that you
That
had.
was good.
Yeah, so,
Where does your creativity come from?
I think
Like when you come up with a story, what is the blossom of that story? The seed.
I don't really know. It's just like I start typing and then things start to like link together. And like that whole assassin story, it was just like, maybe it would be cool if these assassin people were they named after the Greek goddesses or the Greek gods?
Maybe. Can't remember.
I think because at the end of it, it was like Hades is coming or whatever, right? Or like Ares or whatever. So it was just like little cool ideas that maybe I could like come together, and like whenever I started writing that story,
Yeah.
it wasn't even like, oh, maybe there will be like this whole corporation. It was like I just started writing the scene, and it was like, okay, maybe we should give it to the brothers, and then that was like a thing that kind of started happening in the back of my head, and at the end they didn't even become a huge part of the story, but it was like, okay, there's this part of this corporation is the family, and the family of people named after gods.
And
Yeah,
this
it
was
was
like
just
this was like a group of female assassins. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, like the sisterhood, then there's the brotherhood, and then there's like Zeus and Athena, I think, were like the two main heads who kept control over the two families, and they were these they were to control this was like hired, commissioned assassins that this company would have put on like the black market or whatever, and it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
They had eventually what had to happen was they one of the assassins they commissioned to have one of their sisters killed, and that was really hard for the other ones,
the main character,
to deal with.
How long ago did you write this? 2 years?
Like,
Yeah.
grade
Couple years?
Yeah, grade 8, like finishing grade 8. So like it was kind of cool, but like it was really just kind of snowballing. I don't really know where my ideas come from.
You don't really make a plan yet. You just kind of type
I mean,
away.
like lately, it's kind of like I need to plan things out because I'm not really great at just sitting down and writing now. I don't really know what's up.
And so, well, I think that you need to practice. You just need to write more. But he moved on from writing and drawing, and then you kind of did get into filmmaking a little bit as well.
Yeah, a lot actually. I mean, like I think we've done 4 movies that are like 15 minutes long, almost each.
How many viewers has your most popular YouTube video got?
Before it got privatized.
I'm asking because
it has more
we've
views.
We've been jealous of the YouTube success of this idiot.
Wow.
Which is great. Now, can you tell us first of all what was it, and just give us like the title if you can remember.
So the film was called Hell's Chicken. It was a parody. It was a really terrible parody of Hell's Kitchen. And it kind of, with my friend Armin and I, and it had been brewing in our heads because we had to do it for a French project in grade 8, yeah. And so that was when we had made our, I think it was 3 short films. And this was going to be our third. And we were excited. We were on a roll. We were just making films and having fun with it. And Hell's Chicken kind of, it was, yeah. It kind of just came out of us. Like we spewed it out onto a few pages, and then we filmed it in like 3 days. We spent hours and hours and hours, and Armin edited it all together. It was amazing.
How many views does it have?
Yeah. Before we had to privatize it, it had upwards of 1,500 views.
It's cool. Very cool.
It was very silly. It was
All over
really funny.
All over the world.
Yes.
It was awesome.
And and then most recently you did another one called Small Crimes? No.
Oh, that was
Small Time Heroes?
Small Time Heroes. We did a trailer for that, but I started to write a script for it, and the script got to be about 40 or 50 pages.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but it was terrible. Like, it was so bad. The dialogue was crap. I wanted to go back and rewrite it. I actually tried to a little while ago, but I don't know. I kind of stopped.
I was very proud of your trailer. I thought it was really good.
Well, I mean, like we
did,
didn't have enough time to finish it, and you had to kind of like take over.
I know, but I did have to help.
Can you spell
Sometimes-
controlling father?
Sometimes a parent has to help their kid get their homework done on time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had to get it done in 3 days, and we didn't. I think did we film it all in like an afternoon? And then you and me stayed up at like to late hours trying to get like black eyes on Ping.
Yeah,
Doing some
we tried to,
compositing
like,
and
we
we
tried
after
did
to,
some
effects.
compositing, and then afterwards, so that was
It was
there
so bad though. The trailer was so bad. It was like
yeah, but
it was
but
so
the
bad.
thing is bad short films is what you got to do,
Yeah.
right? And like and then you had one more.
We did one this year for a French project called Happiness Then Sadness, and I did all the editing myself.
yeah,
Good job.
It was amazing. I loved it. And then with the
he had lightning bolts.
lightning bolts, it was really crappy. I had to do it. It was like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I went all the way through the night. I didn't sleep, because it was due the next day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
I know.
And you
I
leave.
know this story.
Been there.
This is
So-
kind of the MO.
So this is what I'm saying is, and how did you do your lightning bolts and effects and stuff?
Oh, it was like there was this pack of things on the web, and it was just like, hey, just drag and drop. It's not that simple. So I ended up having to make my own, which took hours and hours, and then you had to make each individual one and then layer them on top of each other, because I'm not as good at After Effects and Premiere as you. So like,
Right? Yes.
but I had to like everything was like a different layer, and each lightning bolt, in order to come out and like be, I had to draw them each individual one without like a
wow.
reference. So like you had to be like, okay, the picture over here, it looks like it would be this spot on the screen.
Sorry.
It looks like it would be this spot on the screen, and when you put it over onto the screen, the lightning bolt will be coming down here, but the line you drew was like over here. So like it was so crappy, but I was happy with it.
I was very proud of him
Yeah.
because again it was being a filmmaker, right? He did all the filming, and yes, it was a pain, and I did give some advice for planning and all that kind of stuff, and they had big ideas for big sets and stuff like that, and we tried to pare it down a little bit, and I tried to help a little bit, but at the end of the day, he had all the footage and cut it all himself and spent hours and hours, and it was
Lots of hours.
it's the thing that's filmmaking.
You
man.
got to put the hours in, man. People, it's shocking the number of hours that you will spend doing something.
And then at the end of the day, what do you got to do? Got to be done.
Yeah, you
got to
be done.
and get
send
it out the door. Right?
Like, yeah.
yeah,
Like, I remember there was one particular shot in Bickerman's Grove that no one would even notice. It's just a guy walking in the door. But behind him, you could tell that it wasn't the house that we had shot at, right?
right.
So, rotoscope him out, the guy walking in the door, and then put the background in that, that makes it look like it's feasibly where he should be.
Yeah.
And you spent so much time, like, even fixing the door frame and all that kind of stuff. Remember?
Yeah,
Oh.
like the amount of time it's ridiculous. And I remember because I would do it for a whole day. I'd be doing that one shot, that one effect on it, and it wouldn't be right. And this is the thing with effects that people like that I've come to learn, is that you do it, and sometimes you're like, okay, well, that's crap, so I got to start again.
Yeah.
It's better just to start again.
Right.
Start from the beginning and do it again. And this time now you're going to be even more meticulous than you were before.
Right.
And then eventually you get something that's workable. But it is hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
You just give your life. That's why when you make a movie, you're shaving off pieces of your soul and you're leaving it back there. I honestly believe that.
For sure. Some tears. Some
Totally.
brain power.
It's a piece of you. It's a piece of you that you are leaving behind, whatever you're doing. Because those hours, you're sacrificing for this project.
But I'll tell you, sometimes you sit in a theater and you listen to people laugh at the thing that you did, and man, does that make your
Totally.
heart grow like 8
Totally.
sizes.
It's the best.
Right? When people watch your thing and they're like, yeah, that was amazing. You're like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what was interesting about all of our films.
Right.
We got most of them were school projects.
Yeah.
So Lettuce Lords, the first one that we did, was about 15 minutes long. Almost, no. It was probably almost 20 minutes long. And
long.
that we spent like days filming that.
But you learn to like
Rein it in.
rein it in a
Yeah.
touch.
Let me tell you about your dad's producing style. He's like, okay, cool.
He
You've
knows.
got it done. Let's cut it down by 7 minutes. It's only 8 minutes long. Yeah. Let's cut it down.
was- you know what?
Better.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's not.
No.
And I am also growing, but
Yeah.
but I think that when we did the Postman stuff,
Mm-hmm.
everything having to be a minute,
Mm-hmm.
kind of, it was interesting. It was an interesting bit of business because you've got so much stuff, and you're like, you still want to tell the right story. You want everything to be proper.
Yeah.
But you gotta
And when you
frames count.
when you do the initial edit and it ends up being 2.5 minutes, and you turn to each other and you say, there is no ways we're going to fit this into a minute, and somehow you manage to shave the frames. Now, I do think that the Postman trailer, the perfect amount of time for people to like take it in, really,
Another
would
30
probably be
seconds,
30 a minute 30, but like you can tell the story you need to tell in a minute
Yeah.
if you're
it's,
really
it's a
quick,
fun
right?
exercise.
It is
I
fun,
think
yeah.
when you're making your own thing, you don't, and even with the Art of Eight Limbs, this is really interesting, but like when we pitched it to Bell, we said we're going to make 12-minute episodes, and you guys are going to see it. Most of them are 15-minute. I think the
15 to
smallest
20.
is
Yeah.
15.
Yeah.
And the longest might be 25. Episode 5.
Yeah.
Right? So,
24.
I mean, and could we have shaved it? I guess. But what happened was we didn't have to. So
No.
then we were able to tell more of the story, and the characters really came through.
And if you sit and watch it and the pacing is good, then there's no reason to shave it.
Right.
If you sit there and you feel that it's lagging, shave the crap out of it. Rein it in. Shorten it.
Don't bore people.
Yeah. If there is a moment where you're like, oh, I wish this was moving faster, then you need to recut and you need to make it faster for sure.
Yeah. But anyways, all roundabout way of saying, from early on, art, like drawing art, then stories, now some visual storytelling. I've always just enjoyed watching. It makes my ego swell. So thank you for that. Keep going. But what makes you... Have you thought about anything other than film school? As far as like, you're in high school, you're learning about all the different subjects and things like that.
Careers.
Like a lot of people, they don't go film school. Is there anything else as well that jumps out at you where you're like, I like these types of things? Because I think it's really only been the last maybe year or so that you've been talking about film school.
Yeah, I just think it would be more, film school would be more like useful for me. It would be like, and maybe not necessarily specifically film school, but like Laurier has a course with the Vancouver Film School.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's like a course with the Vancouver, and they work together, and it's like it's simplified or whatever, and it's just that one course plus you get to take your other courses, right? Whereas if I went to the film school in Vancouver specifically, I wouldn't get all this extra education. So like
The university education side of things.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Amazing.
And plus it's like super expensive, isn't it?
Oh, totally.
I mean, university.
Like you told
yeah.
me, right?
University is going to be expensive no matter what.
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
but
let's
like
get
if
ready
you're
for
living
that.
if you're living in Vancouver and going to it is expensive for sure. Now, what was the point at which you were like, you know what? I think I want to go to film school. What do you was there a point? Was there a moment where you decided that this would be the career for you?
Well, I don't really necessarily look at it as a career. It's more like this is me maybe in the future, the far, far, far future, maybe making a little cash while also having fun with my friends.
Totally.
Because like we
Yes, that is the dream.
That is totally the dream.
Yeah.
And that's Kevin Smith said that he actually quit film school because it was teaching him that having fun with friends isn't necessarily the way to go, right?
Yeah.
Was that?
Well, I mean,
I think that I think Kevin Smith he wasn't getting out of film school what he was hoping for, right? I think he gave his own he had his own film school by watching films all his life. He knew what he wanted to do, and I think that and you went to film school.
yeah, I went to university.
Yeah.
So not a traditional film school, but but university, and similar to probably the thing that you're looking at doing. And film analysis, film theory, and then focusing on film production, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Now, I think Kevin Smith, and Connor likes him too. He's watched his Evening with Kevin Smiths and all that kind of stuff, and I think that he knew what he wanted to do. He knew the kind of movies that he wanted to make, and I think that he just wanted to go and make those movies, right?
Yeah.
I think that it depends on what you kind of want to do, you know? Like, I think
100%.
If you want to be the guy that learns how lenses work, then you need to focus in a certain way. Like, if you're really interested in the technical aspect of filmmaking.
There's a lot of... Because there's a lot of careers within the film industry. Right? There's a lot. And there's a lot of careers in the film industry that you don't need to go to university, or you don't need to go to college, you don't need to go to film school. Actually, the best thing that you can do is get onto a film set. That would be the best thing.
And just go to work.
Because I will tell you that I learned more about the actual function of a film set in one day on a film set than I did the whole time I was at university. Like, the whole time I was at university, you're studying theory, you're learning about why someone would do something, you know, what are the implications of this sort of symbolism in the film, you know what I mean? Like,
what drives a character?
Yes, this kind of thing. You really are very in your head, in the headspace, right? And this is important if you want to be a director. But if you want to be a cinematographer, that stuff's also important. But you know what will really help you? Going and working for a cinematographer.
Right.
You know, watching a cinematographer light a scene, and you're like, oh, I get it. And you're just watching them work, right? You're just standing next to them while they work. Now, this is the same kind of education that is very important to be a director. It's also really important to just sit next to a director and watch a director do his thing.
Right. Or
his or her thing, right? Because as they're making their way through this movie-making process, you're learning as well. It's a very common adage in the film industry that you just need to be quiet and sit and watch and learn. This is hugely important, right?
I mean, in the film industry and probably almost every industry.
Totally.
Right.
Totally. You take some time, you see the people who are doing it, the place where you would like to be, and you kind of just watch them do their thing, right? And you absorb. And once you've built a bit of a rapport with the person, then you can ask questions and you can start getting into things. But this is how the film industry functions. But now, you have decided to go to university.
Yes.
Now, what is it that you would like? Like the ultimate outcome for you? What are you hoping? Like, what is the dream destination?
So you finish film school. What do you want to do?
Make enough money that I can retire early, and
money. He's got money on the brain here.
I'm not sure if
film's the way, dude.
Listen,
let me tell you something.
You should probably become an electrician.
Get into the trades, my man. No, like, okay. And what else?
I like how at 15, Connor's like,
I don't want to work anymore.
To retirement.
Working's terrible.
Can I just say, I think you know, and I don't, we don't really have these long talks or anything, but and sometimes we do, I guess, but I don't think that you want to work towards retirement right now. I think you want to find the thing that you love to do and do that for a really long time.
Yeah.
Right? And like, you know, even for myself, like, I'm working in a tech industry and I've been doing it for 20 years, and there's, you know, more than your entire lifetime, and I've still got another more than your entire lifetime before I even think about retiring, right? Don't think about retiring. Think about doing something that makes you happy.
Let me ask you this. Once you retire, so let's say for instance something happens really good,
Yes.
and you do have the opportunity to retire.
I'd become a doctor.
You'd become a doctor.
No.
What would you do? What would you do once you retire? So let's say you retire early. You retire at 45, which is crazy.
Yes.
Now, what do you do for the other 45 years of your life?
These are the big questions, folks.
Well, here's the reason that I ask you, because if you're free to do anything you want, I mean, are you gonna play video games?
That sounds appealing.
Of course it does.
I think I'd go back to if getting to my retirement at 45 means that I can't do what I want to do for 30 years.
No, you can do anything you want. Anything. You have the money. You're gonna let's say you're
But
gonna.
I mean, like, getting to that point where I can retire at that point, then
Yeah.
like making that much money, if that means that I can't do what I want to do during that time,
Well,
working my butt off.
Let me put it a different way. Let me try putting it a different way.
Oh, I get the question.
I don't think that you do.
I just mean like I would.
Let's pretend that you never had to worry about money.
Mhm.
Okay.
What would you do with your life?
Then I would go back to doing what I do now, making stupid movies with my friends
Totally.
I
who
love
are
it.
who are super old now.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So you want to make movies, right? And I think that's a roundabout way of saying I love making movies with my friends.
Totally.
Right. Which is valid. That's great, right? Now the question is do you like being the guy that's holding the camera? Do you like being the guy that's writing the stories? Do you like being the guy that's making all the decisions? Like, what's your jam?
I like directing, because I know whenever we were doing the movies and whenever we were doing Small Time Heroes, I had every scene kind of like blocked and planned or whatever, and I knew where every character was going to be, and I was like, this person is going to be a little bit in the corner, and that one's going to be off, super far off. I don't want them near me.
I
But
hate that person.
that's why I cast them in that part. I don't want them near me. It was Lexington. But
That's nice.
Wow.
Brotherly love. Does Lexington listen to the podcast?
No.
He just shattered his heart.
thanks.
I don't think that he does. I'm not sure, actually.
But yeah, it was. I want to direct, and I like writing my own stories. So like I wrote 50 pages of Small Time Heroes, and we never did anything with it. It's still sitting up in my room.
Yeah, that happens.
A lot.
A lot. Yeah.
Oh, those?
Thanks for tapping those.
You're
What are
welcome.
those?
Scripts.
Unmade scripts.
Some of those are made.
Some of
Thank
them.
you very much.
Wazang.
Okay. But yeah, it's directing, because I know I have a particular way that I want it to tell stories, and I want things to happen my way.
Well, there
Now,
you have it.
so if you would like to write and
trophy.
direct, what I would suggest, the best thing you can do in terms of writing is write.
Yeah.
So the more scripts you write, the better. So and I will say that from a lot of the podcasts that I have listened to, it seems that successful writers who actually get paid to write, usually the first script that they get that somebody pays attention to is the 10th full script that they've written. Now, I have been writing for a really long time, and I think only now I've probably reached about 10 full scripts where beginning to end, I have the script. Right? Because you write the script and then you go back and you rewrite it and you continue doing it.
Yeah.
In terms of directing, I think that university is a very valuable tool because it teaches you about the things that it teaches you the things that you should be thinking about, even.
And it probably shows you what the masters have done in the past.
Totally, but like even you're studying a particular movie, right?
Yeah.
And even the director didn't really intend for people to look at the analysis of the symbolism in this particular way, but this is how people are reading it, and to understand that is very important.
Yeah.
Right. You got to be smart about it. You have to be a smart cookie. So I think that university is probably a good path. I loved the fact that I went to university. I loved university. I don't think it gave me a boost in any way other than intellectual, do you know what I mean? My ability to understand things better. Like there was never a job, because I went straight from university and I started PAing on production sets.
Yeah.
And I didn't need a university degree to PA. I just needed a willingness to make coffee and have a car. That was all I needed. Like they were just like, so, can you fetch things?
So yeah, and
can you be enthusiastic?
Right. So the thing is like, you're a year away from being able to start to drive, right? And this is why, like, I would bring him to film sets.
Mm-hmm.
I started to encourage him to do the thing that I did, which is reach out to people in the city, and he's been on a bunch of like local indie stuff.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, like, how many did I have on my resume? That's like all of, like,
right. When he was hunting for a job this year, this is his first year grabbing a job, and Tim Hortons.
Hi, Lou.
I hope
she's going to be watching.
Amazing.
Lou, you're the best.
Thanks for giving him a job, Lou. Lou loves our work, by the way. She has both of our DVDs.
She is the best.
So,
I told Derek that he's the reason that I got that job.
Well,
because he goes there so often that Lou knows him.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
He was leaving as I was leaving work a week or two ago, and that's when it was kind of cool, because like I never see him ever.
Yeah.
Just the one time in like months.
We haven't seen him in months either.
I played golf with him the other day.
I'm pretty sure somebody should be mad that I still have the king for no good reason. It's like midway through the summer. But anyways. So
I'm gonna crush you.
That's really cool, buddy. And I think that we can make university happen. We're trying to be smart about saving money for it and all that kind of stuff. And I think Laurier is a good choice. I mean, going to Vancouver or going to like a big film school in the States, even there's huge film schools that are for specific things, like the Dave School kind of rings a bell to me, where it's all about visual effects, if that's the thing that really interests you. And I don't think it's, I mean, I know that you like it and you had fun with it, but I don't really think that's the thing you want to dive into necessarily. Although you never know the more you kind of get into things.
Well, and you don't know, because the thing is, as you try something, you're like, oh, hang on a tick. I'm actually pretty good at this thing.
Right.
And I actually really like it.
Right.
So let me do this more.
You've been enjoying more and more getting into the VFX stuff.
Oh, man. I can... compositing and VFX, it's awesome to take a shot and then manipulate it, add this, take something away, change it, and all of a sudden it's seamless.
Right.
So no one will know that you messed with it, but you've changed it completely.
For the better.
For the better, in order to help the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I really do enjoy that. So, yeah, you never know.
So, I mean, recommendations, I think, and we'll move this discussion along, but recommendations, I think, a writer's got to write. And also, keep making things. And keep jumping into other people's stuff. You gotta eventually start watching for Facebook groups and stuff like that, where you can go and become a part of.
Yeah. Now here is one of the things that one of the pieces of advice I'd love to give you is that the most important thing you can do in the film industry is to make stuff, because anyone that is going to be interested in anything that you do is going to say, well, why don't you send me something you made? And it's usually
I'll
going to
sell
be,
them Hell's Chicken.
well,
It'll be great. They'll love it.
they'll love it. They'll be like 1,500 views. This guy's in.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is that you'll probably end up sending them the last thing that you've done, because it'll usually be the best thing that you've done.
Yeah.
But what film school gives you the opportunity to do, which I mean, I was making stuff in film school, but in retrospect, in film school, you want to build a show reel, because you can, because you have people, you have access to equipment, you have time, so you need to be, like, they're going to give you projects. They're going to be like, by the end of the semester, you need to have a 15-minute film done. You should be like, screw that. Do you know what? By the end of the semester, I'm going to have 2 or 3 films done.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have the time, equipment, and people, the resources. So you got to like really leverage that. Like, I wish that I had been shooting nonstop the whole time. All the crazy ideas that I had, I wish I'd been shooting them and making them, because that is the stuff that you're going to send to people
And
to hire you for
and
something.
here's the thing: in the suggestion that I would have is, you've got 3 more years of high school.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be stopping.
No.
Especially if you're like, I want to go to film school. I want to make movies
man.
with my friends. I want to do this stuff. To me, you've got a unique opportunity as well, where you know what we've been up to, right?
Yeah.
And you've got the editing suite and all that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
You have more of an opportunity to write something small and shoot something small, and write
Yeah.
something small and shoot something small, and write something bigger and put it aside, and then write something small and do something and goof around,
Yeah.
and take something that you've done and make it into something really fast and small and amazing, and
Yeah.
work with music and work with lighting and work with all these different things and goof around and play and watch movies up the wazoo and yeah, and then in addition to, like I said before, is just keep working with people in town, keep working with us and all that kind of stuff, because you're going to get lots of experience.
Yeah.
But anyways,
So this is good. This is good shit.
very cool.
Yeah,
Very
man.
cool.
I'm an advocate for university. I think it's for post-secondary education. I think it's amazing. I think it's a must if you can. I think it's good. Although it's funny with film, like, you don't really get your money back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't get your money back.
I
Like,
can imagine.
like yeah, because theoretically you could take the money that you'd spend on university, right? This is what old who's the guy we were just talking about?
Smith.
Kevin Smith. He took the money that he would have spent on Vancouver Film School, I think he was going to go to.
Well, yeah, he dropped out halfway through. Or
Yeah, and he ended up making his movie. He spent that money on making his movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's a very valid out, because the most important thing is that you're making stuff.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you've made something amazing, people aren't going to say, well, what university did
Yeah.
you go to?
Totally.
Right? If you can craft the story and you can put the symbolism and you can
If you can
build
do everything,
something that people love to watch.
yeah. You don't really need to go to university. I think it's good, but like, you don't need it. So yeah, I mean,
It's a tough one.
no.
And that's the thing, and that's why
now a lot of people.
my job, I think, is to support you with what you want to do. But I would want you to keep reading, keep watching, keep participating, keep writing, keep.
Now, I will say that majority of people will tell you that the one of the most valuable things that they got out of film school is the connections they made. Because they'll go to a particular film school, and a connection from the film school will help them later on. Like, all of a sudden they'll be sitting in a meeting and someone will be like, "Oh yeah, you went to that film school?
Right.
That's amazing.
So did I.
So did I." And now you have a rapport and you have a connection, and they will then give you the job, and that's your in. Yeah, for me that was never the case. I was in Cape Town, South Africa, and now I'm in Kitchener, Canada. So my connections never helped me at all. So I just think it's good for your brain. Like, really good for your brain.
Now, let's wrap this show up with a couple things. Number one, we're going to ask, because I think you've been an excellent guest. By far, one of our probably top 10 guests.
Yeah, I would say top 10.
Yeah.
I'd say you make it into the top 10.
Absolutely. And so one thing that we ask all of our guests is, what would be your 3 desert island movies? So 3 movies that you've got to take that you're going to watch over and over and over again forever. You never get to watch another movie. What are your 3 favorite movies of all time? By the way, before you answer, one of the best parts of having a kid is how many times they say, up to a certain age, but this is the best day of my life. We would do something, and Connor would be like, that was the best day of my life. And then we would go do something else, and he would say, that was the best day of my life. And for a long time, he would say, that is the best movie I have ever seen. It's my favorite movie. And I remember there was a point when finally we watched Pulp Fiction. And Connor was like, it blew his mind. I don't know, how old were you?
It was in the last couple of years. Last year.
Yeah. But he was like, he had never seen anything like it before, you know? And for quite a while, he was like, best movie ever made. Anyway, so I don't know. I thought that was amazing. But what do you think? The 3 Desert Island movies.
Pulp Fiction.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
I
helped you out there.
I mean, like, it's in the back of my head all the time.
Okay.
Lord of the Rings, the first one, or the last one. Should it be?
It should be the first one.
Okay.
Return of the King's a little rough.
Okay. And then I don't know. That's Bickerman's Grove.
Oh,
let me tell you something. Good choice.
Good decision.
That's rough.
We were going to beat you to death in the alley later.
You could have chosen The Matrix, but no.
Boom, done.
I love it. That's great.
Nice.
So now the only other thing I really wanted to talk about was Dungeons and Dragons. Now,
yes.
Again, this is like a creative outlet for you these days.
Yeah.
So So I was driving the car and I was listening to the radio and I was listening to someone talk about Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
And I've always been intrigued by Dungeons and Dragons, although I've never partaken.
Yeah.
And as they were describing it, I was like, this is like you're inventing your own movie as you go.
Yeah.
You're just inventing a story.
Right.
I was like, this is cool. And I knew that that Connor had been doing it. So the next time that I spoke to Jay, I was like, Jay, let's play Dungeons and Dragons.
I think I thought we decided in Krabby Joe's. You got me talking about it, and Adrian was like, yes.
Yeah.
I think so. And that's exactly how he sounded, by the way.
Yes.
So what happened was, there was a time in your life, I want to say you were 12, where
I was young.
He was 12, 11 or 12, and he was like, I really want to get into Dungeons and Dragons. His Uncle Mike, who wrote Postman and was in Bickerman's Grove, and he's in Shifted. He's amazing.
The lead in Shifted, yeah.
He bought Connor a year subscription to like Dungeons and Dragons. I bought him like the starter pack.
The like Dungeons and Dragons online game.
Yeah, no. There's just like the website where you could like read everything and learn all about whatever. And I bought him this pack, and he started. But the problem is you can't play Dungeons and Dragons by yourself. Like you can't just be you need a posse, right? And
I didn't have friends for a long time.
Right. You did, but they weren't interested in it, right?
Yeah.
And he kind of wanted me to do it, and I was like, we tried. And we tried to get Lexington into it, but he wasn't
too
really
young
interested.
maybe at this stage.
Yeah.
Couldn't really read as well back then. But then when Lex became 12, he was like, I really want to play Dungeons and Dragons. Dad, can you help me? Can you help me? Connor, can you help me? And Connor was like, ugh, I don't really want to do it either. It was kind of a hassle, and I had to force Connor to play Dungeons and Dragons with his brother, you know, to kind of, I was like, I will play with you, we'll make characters and stuff like that. And so around that time, because Lexington was starting to learn how to read a little bit better and better, and he could kind of go through and understand things a little bit more. And Lex, in his own way, is also crazy creative. He is not shy. He's a little bit more of a performer. And for sure.
Like he broke out into dance at Uncle Josh's for the wedding.
I mean, yeah, he's a performer. So he was really into it. He was really excited. So Connor was more of a like, okay, I will do the brotherly thing and I will help you, blah, blah, blah. So they kind of started to go through it. And then Connor got some of his buddies. And I really feel like, and you can correct me, but I really feel like Stranger Things may have done it for you too. Because you love Stranger Things.
Stranger Things was like, I think it came along a little afterwards.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah. It was like, whoa.
The little Stranger Things posse.
Kind of an injection.
Absolutely.
An injection of Dungeons and Dragons.
Immediately, we were like, because I was like, Lexington, that's a Demogorgon that they're talking about. It's like this character in this, or this monster in this game.
Right.
Or the Dungeons and Dragons. And so like, what really got me excited about it, I think, was we got Jonah over here.
Yeah.
And we got around this table and we got this red box, and for 4th edition, and we played through. It had this like little self-contained adventure, and for like first level characters, just to get you to know the game and all the rules or whatever, and after that you were on your own. Or
Right.
It gave you like this little map that it was like, here's the town over here, here's a thing over here called the Nentier Vale. And we played here from, like, I think Jonah slept over, and we played into like the early morning.
Right.
For like hours and hours. We played like a 10-hour game. It was crazy.
So
And
for the last year.
September of almost
so
a year.
almost a year now.
Yeah.
He's had a bunch of buddies. They come over every single Sunday to my house.
Almost. Not as recently anymore.
Including
Girls.
Girls
ruin everything.
Including the lovely Anna comes over, and she's
Boom.
a part of the posse as well.
Yeah.
And Lex and Connor and Ethan?
Evan.
Sorry, Evan.
He's going to be watching too.
I know.
I'm going to
Sorry,
tell him
Evan.
about this.
Evan, Jonah,
What a jerk.
Anna. I know I'm a jerk. Remember when Adrian asked if I was a dick earlier?
What a dick.
Anyways, so they've been playing for almost a year.
Yeah.
The same game?
No.
No, I'm joking.
Well, maybe, I don't know. So Connor, so now we're going to play. Now,
We want to play. We want in.
Connor's been
Yeah.
thinking about this a little bit, and
Yeah.
Connor, you've got about another 3 minutes here to describe how you're going to set up. What do we need? How do we need
Okay.
more than Adrian and I? We need a couple more people, right?
A few more people.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned
How
two
many
would
people?
work. Two would work.
Another
More
two.
people?
Because do you know what? Do you know who we should get Derek Lackenbauer in on this?
I thought you guys already mentioned Derek and Uncle Mike. Might want to try.
Maybe. I mean, you know who would be amazing too?
Zach.
I'm just saying.
Zach.
But
Zach would be amazing.
Zach
The thing is about
Parsons.
Zach,
He-
I wonder if
I
Zach
mean,
would come up from Toronto.
Yeah, he would.
Because
Yeah, he would.
I never want to hear him speak in his own voice while
No,
we're playing.
you just want to hear him talk like Gandalf.
Yes, I was going to say Gandalf also. That's it. He cannot be
He
anybody
sounds like
else.
Gandalf. He is Gandalf.
And, yeah.
So that'll be good. Yeah,
So
yeah.
explain, just give us a little, tease us, because, I'm not going to lie, we're probably going to film it and put it on YouTube.
Yeah, we are. It's going to be a podcast.
So get ready for that.
It'll be a little while.
By a little while, you mean like 20 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Good.
Okay,
Tell us
so
what we need. What's step number 1?
step
Get 2 more
one.
people.
Beer.
We need. I mean, like, what's the fun if the DM can't have any?
No, the
It's still
DM
fun.
can have some. Can he?
I mean, I don't know.
No.
No.
I think he
don't-
can have one.
Nah.
You can be like,
Dad.
One, we'll need a bigger space than this.
Okay.
I've been in your basement. I think it would work.
Okay. Clear out some space.
Good.
Yeah. I would need time to write a story. To write a beginning for session 1. I've started writing it.
Excellent.
So
Go to work.
yes.
That's the same yes from when you kissed a girl on the street.
It was almost exactly.
It's my move.
Yeah, we need some dice.
Okay.
Don't tell us the minutia of what we need.
Yes.
You were telling me earlier
tell
we
us
need to.
what do we need to bring?
We need to. You were saying that we probably should have a quick session where we play a small game that you didn't create, so that we can understand the rules.
Okay. Yes. So what we're gonna do first, I think session 0 is gonna be. There are official pre-generated characters that you can slap names onto, and it's like an elf wizard or whatever, and you just pick up that character and it's ready to play.
Cool. That's
And-
me. I'll be the elf wizard.
Well, there's other ones that you might want to be, but
Okay.
like
Okay.
That's
elf wizard, cool.
Yeah.
I have to see if that even exists. It was just off the top of my head, but
it exists.
Can I shoot lightning bolts out of my eyes?
Yes.
Good. I'm in.
Now,
sure.
then we need to create our own characters.
So that would happen after the pre-generated characters. We'll use that so that you don't really have to be as confused with the character creation at first, and it's not all like, oh, why does this number get added to this number, whatever. And so you'll go through a quest, and I'll show you how to roll things. I assume you could do it yourself.
How to defeat the Demogorgon.
Right.
That's a little later, like
Okay. But that better
way
happen.
off.
I want to shoot a Demogorgon with my laser eyes.
Then we're going to
Cool.
create characters on our own, probably.
It'll be not necessarily on your own, because everybody's gonna need a handbook,
Okay.
so it'll have to be in a
We will get
Close
together
space.
for another beer.
Okay,
Yes.
so the first thing
Create characters.
is just like we're
Learn
going to
the
run
rules.
through a very plain thing
Yes.
with set characters.
and hopefully whenever you finish the first session 0, I'll finish that quest, you'll understand why you need dexterity or why you need constitution, which is like your health or
Not
whatever.
pooping. Oh,
It's like what the Americans have. We have one
Nice.
of those too, don't we? A constitution.
yeah.
Pretty
I
sure.
mean, some way
So like
Ask Nicolas Cage.
he'll find it.
cool. So yeah, just to understand the rules and where everything goes, and so that character creation makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
And then after that, after character creation, which for 5 people should take a little while, especially if I'm like spread around, it'll take a little while. But session 1 will be the beginning of a grand adventure.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
I've got everything planned out for like years. I
No,
have
no, we
I have
don't
like
need-
an ending.
No, we don't need that. We need a game. I'm just telling you.
I'm going to tell you what you're going to do, okay?
Come on. We need a game that will
dead.
last. It can span into multiple sessions, but it's got to be like, it can't take a year. Come on.
You sure?
Hey,
No,
Connor,
I'm actually not sure.
Connor, you just do what feels right. Don't listen to your dad.
I will.
If it takes a year,
Just, I swear to God, here's the thing. It's got to be fun. Otherwise, you're going to lose us. Because our attention
It'll
spans
be
are...
fun.
My attention span is...
as long as your penis.
He's got my genetics. So,
Unless he got it from the inside. Ba-boom.
he didn't. He's a mini-me. Okay. That was
Oh,
fun.
man.
Anyways, look, remember that time that I was like, we're going to have a half an hour show today?
What is this? What is the time?
We're about an hour and 10.
Shoot. So listen, just a quick recap. We gave in Out of 8 Limbs. Bell.
Oh, yeah.
Bell accepted, and they loved it, and we
We
really
are very excited.
really positive with the response to the show.
Yeah.
So nothing has been signed as yet. Nothing has been, but we are entering into a discussion as to whether or not season 2 is going to happen. Another 5 episodes, which is really exciting.
Yeah, the interesting. So I will tell you. Do you want to give a teaser to what a season 2 could look like, or no?
Yeah, sure.
So when you guys watch season 1, and we need everybody to watch it, and we're really excited.
Watch it on Bell.
Absolutely, watch it on Bell 5 TV1, and we will tell you. You'll know when it's available. But season 1 is very. Each episode is 2 amateur fighters from our region: Kitchener, Waterloo, Cambridge, Guelph, and they're going up against each other. When we do a season 2, it's going to be fighters from our region versus the outside world, whether it's Toronto or Ottawa or Detroit or who knows. We're going to bring fighters from outside to fight the people that are
local guys,
in our town. And so I will say that, one of the really interesting things, and I think we touched on it before, was we didn't just have 5 episodes planned or we didn't have 5 fights set up for this show. And I think it's going to be really interesting when we go back to do a season 2, because we're going to have to have more fights set than we.
So one of the things that happens when you're arranging some kind of fight event is that fights get cancelled.
Right.
So what would happen is we actually started shooting the fighters for 9
shows.
9 shows. So 9 pairs of fighters, and but we had only been scheduled for 5 episodes.
Right.
But we didn't know that we were going to get all 5. So what happened was, as we got closer to the date, fights got cancelled, things changed, people got injured.
Right.
I mean, this is part of the fight game, and we ended up with 5 episodes right on the dot.
Amazing.
Which was really lucky for us. I mean, we were really sweating there right at the final minutes. Right at the event, there was a possibility that one of the fights that we had to have happen wasn't going to happen.
Right.
But it did go through, thank goodness.
The young ladies.
The young lady said yes. And you'll have to watch that episode to find out more about that. But and then on another front, we're moving full bore into Shifted.
Yes.
We're going to shoot the next 25% of Shifted, which is all the stuff with the monsters and the prosthetics and stuff. So we're getting that going. And we're going to finish that movie and hopefully get that edit done. We have an editor working on the film right now who's putting pieces together. And hopefully we will be done by the end of the year.
Just because we've reached the end of the show, and so you can make a decision here. Can I talk about something a little depressing?
Oh, yeah, totally.
So... I think one, and you can tell me if you want to talk about this again another time at the beginning of the show when people are watching. I think people mostly have shut it off by now.
There's only like 1 or 2 people listening.
Hi, Anna. So the one of the depressing things is rejection.
Yeah.
And I think you get a lot of that in this field.
Mm-hmm.
I think that when
pitching an idea, getting shut down.
Yeah.
Pitching, shut down.
So it's interesting, like we have ideas out the wazoo, but they don't always work for the people that. And I mean, we've talked about this before, and we would really dive into it someday, even with Postman, right? Was like a lot of hard work and a lot of effort and a lot of love, and then it doesn't quite work out the way you want, right? So. The one thing that I've been going through recently, which I haven't really been sharing a lot of, is festival rejections.
Mm-hmm.
Whew, man.
Have we got a lot?
So I think we entered. Now I don't know the people that. Let me just say that if you're still watching the show, and you want to watch the short film that we shot in October of last year called My Huntsville Muse, a lovely. Completed short. You can go to our website, thefableforest.com. You can sign up for our newsletter, and when you sign up, it sends you links to watch our short film. We haven't put it on YouTube because we're trying to get it into some festivals, maybe. But yeah, we applied to, I want to say, maybe 15 festivals, maybe 10 to 15 range.
Yeah.
And so, the first one, which was really funny, we submitted it to Cannes, and Cannes is a free festival, biggest festival in the world, free to submit, and it was pretty amazing when we got the oh no, I don't think that your film will be coming to Cannes this year, but you read these rejection letters, and they're very canned, and I think that if you take your short film and you submit to one, the rejection letters are actually really nice. But the more that you submit to, I think you need to stop reading those rejection letters, because they're very I can't repeat it verbatim at this stage, but it's very thank you for your submission. Gosh, we had so many amazing things this year. Unfortunately, your film wasn't selected, but keep up the good work, guys, and blah blah blah. So we've had a number of rejections, and it definitely stings, and so I mean there's always the hope for a future one, but I don't know now. But then you get to the point where you're like, oh, I don't know, it just didn't hit the mark. So we'll see. I still now I'm to the point where I'm like, do I even want to wait for the rest of the rejection letters before we just put it out there in the world and see what we can see? Of course, we will wait for all the rejection letters to come in over the course of the year. But it's a tough one.
Yeah,
it's a tough one. I don't know. That's where I'm at right now.
That's caca. I'm
like, let's end this show on a shitty note.
Yeah, man. Let's hit the fucking red button and blow everyone up.
But listen, dream big.
Work hard. Thanks for watching
First Frames First.
Yes, First Frames First. Thank you, Jason.
Welcome.
If you enjoyed, head over to our website, www.thefableforest.com. Check out our films and sign up for our newsletter, where we will send you exclusive content.
Hit us up on our socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, always at The Fable Forest. And share our show with your friends. It'll really help us out a lot.
Dream big.
Work hard.